anything else than your machine. I wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else. And if I fall behind, ignoring all the signs, and if I lose the fight, I still rage against the I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Wednesday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Wednesday. Welcome, everybody. Howdy, howdy, Looney Tunes, John Lithium, Jake, welcome. We made it. Down goes Cuomo. Welcome, everybody. Down goes Cuomo. In a very expected, but nonetheless satisfying election result last night. The big one being, of course, Mamdani. But there are several important elections across the board that Republicans lost. And it's a very good thing that they did. Republicans went home largely empty-handed last night. And society's all the better for it. The Dems won. They did. Mamdani specifically was one of the bigger victories, but there is also several elections from gaining massive ground in Virginia, races in New Jersey, races in Georgia. There was a very underrated race happening here in Georgia where both Democrats managed to sweep the Republicans, and this was regarding the commissioner. The commissioners, the two incumbent Republicans are pro fossil fuel ghouls, and they got booted for it. Prop 50 did pass. We'll talk about how Republicans are already trying to overturn the will of the people with regards to Prop 50. It's also, by the way, a massive, massive W. Welcome, Echo Resto Dragon. Massive, massive W, because Prop 50 is what is going to open up the door to be able to redistrict and put some seats in the House for Democrats. Since Republicans want to play that game, Democrats are going to have to play it too. All this to say, by the way, not to put a damper, I really hope that Democrats learn the right lesson and learn from the master class that was the Mamdani platform and the Mamdani campaign. I mean, truly, I really hope that they learn the right lessons because that was a master class on how to win the election. Heck yeah, indeed. I don't know why this is acting so weird. Let me change myself. 1 second. Okay. There we are. Bella Lugrisi. Welcome in. So yeah, I really hope that the Democrats learn the right lesson and do not repeat the same mistakes, because next year, this kind of energy and this kind of campaign strategy is going to be needed. Okay? It's going to be needed. The old guard needs to step aside. The old guard needs to step aside. The Chuck Schumers, the Hakeem Jeffries, that's enough. That's enough of that. Let the new guard take over, with a populist, working class, left wing message. Ladybug, welcome. Chat, what should I have for dinner? Good question. I'm pretty hungry myself. I'm probably going to have empanadas. That's what I'm going to have. Great night last night, indeed. Seth Evans, why exactly the thing they blessed and enabled that provoked the necessity of Prop 50 at all isn't illegal. Meanwhile, somehow Prop 50 is. Yeah, I mean, I think that, I think that there should be, in an ideal world, there shouldn't be any necessity for this because there wouldn't be any gerrymandering. But, here we are. Here we are. Not sure if you saw this, meant to post it. I'll check it out. Oh, we'll watch it. Because that just means we're gonna make more. We're gonna make fun of Trump even more. Bruno, welcome. When they go low, we go lower. Folks, if you want to support the channel, do all the things, folks. Look at all that. Look at all the links. Join the Discord, folks. And check out my show on This Space Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Tuesday, folks, or mostly every Tuesday. Pretty much 99% of Tuesdays. You can catch me on This Space.
Well, folks, Donald Trump finally came out and said it this weekend. Making fun of him should be illegal. Now, this is something we have expected, for...
What if he makes fun of him? What if he's doing the content for us? Does that count? What if he himself is providing the content? Does that count, or how do we suss that one out?
For this administration to make into actual policy at any given point during his presidency, because after all, Donald Trump is the thinnest-skinned, biggest pansy we have ever seen serving as president of the United States, and even the most mild of criticisms towards him make him go off on social media and cry like a little baby. Donald Trump is, as I've repeatedly said, a whiny little bitch. He always has been, and he always will be. And yet, for some reason, these MAGA, absolute delusional MAGA freaks think he's like the biggest tough guy on the planet. He is the most pathetic human being that cannot take any mockery whatsoever. So yeah, this past weekend, he suggested that Seth Meyers...
A common theme within fascists, by the way, because they're bullies. They're bullies.
is breaking the law by mocking him on his late night show. I will read you Donald Trump's little meltdown on Truth Social in just a moment, but first a quick word from today's video sponsor. By now you know Trump's big beautiful bill has passed, but almost no one's
Blue Brother, welcome. Trump's AI videos are getting worse too. Yeesh. Blue Brother, good evening. Imagine the day Germany was in a position to warn the US about an autocracy. He will be known as the snowflake president. You might have missed the setup, which would have been my fault the way I broke down the whole comment, but I was saying specifically I anticipate, given their shameless hypocrisy to date, the SCOTUS is to unironically explain the country how the law is that it's not illegal when Republicans gerrymander, but it is when Democrats do. Obviously, they'll never be so honest as to put it in those terms explicitly. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I misunderstood.
to deport you grades, worst of the language, so you think it's all in your grades ramping up. Now Trump's openly threatening to deport U.S. citizens. News in one is you get way more history. They said economy or formed at a time when MAGA is banking on us to stay distracted. So I
understand, but I hate the long ads. Yeah, it is. It is the life of the content creator. Like ground level news or ground level news. I keep mixing those in my head because of the comrade ground level news. But ground news is unironically not the worst ad out of all. You know, if you had to show
President,
if you had to show for something, ground news is not the worst. It's not the worst. Yeah, we should gerrymander to the max. I agree. Seeing Mr. Cousins get increasingly more aggressive over the years has been an absolute delight. We should gerrymander to the max until we have a real democracy, no doubt whatsoever. I agree, 100%. More democratic states should follow California states. I agree. The CA's redistricting is temporary. Yeah, of course, it's temporary to add those seats. That's why they need it. That's why they need the Prop 50 to get rid of that.
Baby Pants decided to get on Truth Social on this weekend after, I guess, watching a TiVoed version of Seth Meyers' episode from a few days prior, where he did make fun of Donald Trump because that's what late night hosts do. They make fun of current...
Oh, TiVo, man, you know Farron Cousins is a boomer, okay? We got a TiVo reference.
Leaders and current events and things like that. That's how it's been throughout the entirety of late night television, through the history of comedy. It's what they do. It doesn't matter if it's a Democrat or a Republican in charge. They're going to make fun of them because people like that and they laugh at it and it's topical and timely. But Trump is the first president who can't take it whatsoever.
Yep, because he's a bully.
I mean, even Richard Nixon and George W. Bush, for all the mockery they got, they never once reacted this way. But Donald Trump reacts this way constantly, and here's what he said about Seth Meyers over the weekend. Seth Meyers of NBC may be the least talented person to perform live in the history of television. In fact, he may be the worst to perform live or otherwise. I watched his show the other night for the first time in years.
Yeah, okay, that's a lie. Bro, this guy is glued. This guy is glued to the TV, okay? This guy is 24/7 looking at seeing what people say about him, okay? Positively or negatively. The guy can't live without the drama. The guy can't live without the spotlight. He's constantly watching shows that talk about him, whether it be good or bad. So yeah, I don't believe this for a second.
First of all, that's a lie.
Yeah, 100%.
You watch it frequently because you frequently have meltdowns about it.
Yeah,
at least once.
100%. Like, yeah, I didn't even know about that, but Farron Cousins seems to be on the same mindset here. I 100% agree. Like, there's no way that this guy isn't watching these shows, okay, even if they're negative about him.
A month. In it, he talked endlessly about electric catapults on aircraft carriers, which I complain about as not being as good as much less expensive steam catapults. On and on he went, a truly deranged lunatic. Why does NBC waste its time and money on a guy like this? No talent, no ratings, 100% anti-Trump, which is probably illegal.
Which is probably illegal.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely a deranged lunatic.
Yeah, no, this he's completely lost it, man. The guy is not even like, he is no longer within, like, it's one thing to be like a divorce from reality, but like people like Trump and all his sycophants and his little cult members, like these people are just like, they're not even in the same like galaxy. Okay. Seth Meyer says, thanks for the ratings, Pump. All I can say on Suit Troshal is a lie, folks. It's a lie. I never lie.
Is part of this story, but it's definitely not Seth Meyers. It's you thin-skinned, whiny baby bitch. That's what you are. And I love
Also, like, the F your feelings crowd are really getting in their feelings, right? Like really, really, really getting in your feelings. When it comes to making fun of them. It's fascinating to watch. Like they'll be cruel to minorities, and they'll be cruel to people they don't like. But the moment that energy gets thrown back at them, all of a sudden they melt like the snowflakes they are. It's actually funny. And what's fascinating about the dynamic is like pointing out their cruelty and calling them what they are, pieces of shit, is far more accurate than their nonsensical hatred for people that they don't even like, that they don't even interact with. Hate, much more rational to call like a Trump supporter a snowflake than it is for a Trump supporter to call like liberals, quote unquote, snowflakes for caring about people, or to be derogatory towards gay people or leftists or whoever they deem the enemy of the day, trans people, whatever. It's far more logical to be like, wow, yeah, a Trump supporter, 100% piece of shit. No doubt about it. Versus a Trump supporter saying and making up stuff just for the sake of being hateful towards X person. Beery, welcome. The anti-woke comedians like Bill Burr went to that path as well.
saying it because I think it needs to be said more. Let's just call him President Baby Bitch from now on.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
that's what he is.
That's cool. That works too, because he doesn't like that. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't really like that at all. He's supposed to be the big, strong, alpha leader, Master Chief saluting in front of the White House guy.
It's not illegal in any way for
not.
anyone to mock anyone else in this country for anything.
Right, which
Now,
is
depending on
wild, because like this is the same argument that the right wing was making, right? Like, oh, the radical left liberals, woke, socialists, whatever. Like, just insert as many buzzwords as you can possibly think here. They can't take a joke, and when they get mocked, and like they try to take away, our livelihood because they can't take a joke or whatever. Like, yeah, where's that energy at? Where's that energy at? I guess maybe if you did have a PR system in each state, it's essentially the same as a single nationally imposed identical system, since it's not like states can just easily change their own to game the latest election. As long as the number of seats of each state remains more or less proportional to the population, you should, I think, end up with the same desired outcome of one, no more district boundaries to have to draw, and thus can be manipulated to try and engineer a desired slant. And two, the same votes end up sending the same amount of representation in the seats to the same party, more or less. I mean, yeah.
What you're mocking them for could get you canceled, sure, so be careful with that. But we do still, at the moment, maybe tomorrow is going to be different, but as of right this second, we still have freedom of speech here in the United States.
Kind of.
I don't imagine that's going to last much longer.
Kind of. We have freedom of speech asterisk. There's a big asterisk in that First Amendment right now.
Donald Trump definitely wants to be a fascist dictator, and one of the characteristics of fascist dictatorships is you cannot in any way criticize the leadership of the country.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't think he's trying to be. I think he is. I know this is kind of like nitpicky, but like, yeah, he is. Whether or not like Trump's fascist and Trump's circle, inner circles, fascist project comes to fruition is one thing, but still, Trump is definitely a fascist.
In Saudi Arabia, a year or so ago, they beheaded over 200 people, most of whom had only criticized the kingdom on Twitter. And they died. They were killed by that Saudi Arabian regime for criticizing or even mocking the regime. Vladimir Putin, you mock him over in Russia, next thing you know, you're falling out a 12-story window. That seems to be their preferred method of getting rid of people. And in North Korea, they, of course, I believe, still have the 3 generations of punishment where you're going to be sent off to a work camp where your children and your children's children will also be confined if you criticize the government.
That's hilarious. NBC is now NBSC, total BS programming that is illegal and not enjoyable. Very poor ratings. I know, I watch it all the time. Watch the online version of Fox News, TYT, brought to you by Polymarket Studios. Have you heard about Polymarket? I have. They're fantastic. They're phenomenal.
I don't know which method Donald Trump will institute here in the United States. Maybe we'll have beheadings, maybe we're all going to be paraded off the Empire State Building, or maybe we'll be sent to camps. But he has plenty of options to choose from. And
I think probably the camps would be the most feasible option out of all of those. Okay? Just saying.
Given the fact that he is just a thin-skinned, whiny little president baby bitch.
True.
He's probably going to come up with some kind of punishment for those of us who dare criticize the horrible decisions he makes on a daily basis. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.
Congrats. TYT lost Polymarket as a sponsor. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Welcome, So Life. At the time of the meme, I was not aware. I didn't know that they lost. I didn't know that they lost that sponsor. Let's check out our brave men and women of ICE defending the homeland from checks notes. Let me see. Defending. Yes, I have it right here. Yes, defending the homeland from women picking up their children at daycare. Look at these brave men. Look at these brave men. Look at them. So brave, so strong. Yeah, we'll keep seeing these incidents, and yeah, we'll keep showing them and pointing them out. And yeah, share all this kind of stuff. And this is your daily reminder, periodic reminder, to record ICE everywhere you go or everywhere you see them. Cirrus, welcome. Record, folks. Record. That guy doesn't have a mask. He could possibly be identified. TYT covers U.S. politics, and you can't legally use Polymarket in the U.S. They must have realized they earned 0 new users from TYT. Live from the formerly Polymarket studio. I wonder what they replaced it with. I think Carlos should approach Polymarket. Yeah, I'll take that Polymarket bag. I'll put all the Polymarket money into like into like food banks or something. Welcome, Nadia.
Joe Rogan has his boss on the podcast.
Polymarket Mod says what?
It is
Welcome, Michael Hasser.
Show off the hairline.
there is no bootlicking. There is no sort of like cringy, and I don't even think Rogan's. You can actually see him in this, but you can feel his energy and his laughing at. I don't know. Does Musk set this up as a joke?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and give Rogan credit. He's been doing stand-up for 30 years, so...
Comedy's like legal now. Polymarket money should be used to buy crypto. That's a sound investment, yeah. I was thinking about using the business info on my job to sign us up for facial recognition services since it isn't available to normies.
He knows a good joke.
He knows
when
a good
hears
joke.
one.
What's fascinating about this to me is Musk is about to give a critique of something that he doesn't realize what it's a critique of. He thinks it's one
Classic.
thing, it's a different thing, and he doesn't realize he's giving a liberal critique of this thing. But I think part of it is just because he's so enraptured by the scatological being able to say these words on radio that he can't help him. He's
so
giggling.
naughty.
He's
Oh,
like
yeah.
giggling, like honestly.
Yeah, the super the cheat code of humanity, right? This is the peak human intelligence over here. Comedy is illegal unless you're making fun of the Democrats.
I've had conversations with Saul, which are almost identical to this. Of course, Saul's more articulate about it, and frankly, the things he's talking about is not poop. But here we go.
Because they'll measure any job, no matter, even if that job is a dumb job that has no point and is even counterproductive. So the joke is like there's two economists.
Pause it for a second. He's
What? What?
He's talking about economists measuring any drop, even if it's counterproductive. Now, this is supposedly a freaking genius.
Yeah, the peak of human intelligence, folks. Okay, trying to one up like economists. Like, look, I get the criticisms for economics, and I understand that, but economics also has like a role to play in society to a degree. Not to get not to get granular, but yeah, like to the point that economics is useful. Like, yeah, you would use it to try to kind of figure out how things like the job market works, how maybe a policy on taxation might influence the economy.
I don't want to say he may be smart about some things. I don't know. He may have been smart at a different time before the ketamine and the coke. I don't know. But this is one of the dumbest.
Hello. Are we good? Are we back? Praise Allah, whose wisdom is infinite. Yeah, so like, economists operate within whatever variables they're given. And that's just how it works. Okay, like if you give the economic models bad data, then you're gonna get bad results. We're back. Yeah, you may need to hit the refresh button. So anyways, where we were at, economists, look, economic models only provide answers insofar as we have the data to input those the data that goes into the models, right? Like the variables. So you input that thing and that's what you get. If you get bad data, then you're going to get bad and skewed models. But in any case, like again, the study of economics is super useful in some sense. But we can all agree that it has limitations as well. The problem with economic models is that they assume a perfect stable data set. Right. We kind of just, as Michael Hassler just put, garbage in and garbage out. Economics had even become an actual science in the hands of working class as opposed to weaponized propaganda. Right. Because like, and just to be clear, like the field of economics is also not just like, it doesn't just revolve around finances, right? It doesn't, as counterintuitive as it sounds, economics doesn't just involve like money. The whole point of economics is to economize, right? Like to economize something.
On some level, I agree, but it's...
Well, we'll get to that, but yeah, here he is. This is a performance. This is a great a storyteller.
We're on a hike in the woods, so the joke is like this.
Yeah, that's why economic predictions fail often. Yep.
Two economists going on a hike in the woods. They come across a pile of shit, and one economist says,
correct. They operate largely, but not exclusively within the confines of capitalist approved assumptions. Yep. Economics handles scarcity. Yeah.
The other, I'll pay you $100 to eat that shit. The economist eats the shit, gets the $100. They keep walking. Then the other then they come across another pile of shit, and the other economist says, "Now I'll pay you $100 to eat."
Genius, everybody. Heat, how's it going? Welcome. I don't know if I said hi right before the stream went down. This is the Pope shit in the woods. Left my phone in car, so I'll BRB. No problem. That's right. Just uniquely influential and or irrelevant to the question, what's the ultimate cause of the present crisis in human life?
The pile of shit. Says
Still doing the setup, buddy.
Okay, and he's laughing throughout this whole thing. The irony is that we can't see what Joe Rogan's doing, and it's also like hard to
Joe
know
Rogan
if
is
like Joe
cringing.
Rogan is like thinking, wait a second, am I one of these people who's getting $100 to eat this shit right now?
Exactly. I'm eating shit for money right now.
Exactly.
More like $200 million from Spotify.
Yeah.
Did Trump silence Carlos? He did. A great many useful and still are, despite their blinders, things have been discovered by economists. Just look at how Marx treated the economists of his time. It's partially true, useful theoretical insight for functional purposes. Yeah, I agree.
A little bit more.
economist eats the shit, gets the $100. They keep walking. Then the other then they come across another pile of shit, and the other economist says, "Now I'll pay you $100 to eat the pile of shit." So he pays the other economist $100 pile of shit. Then the way they said, "Look, wait a second. We both just ate a pile of shit, and we don't have any more extra money."
Oh my god. All right, just I remember seeing a comment earlier, like if anyone deserves like justice to face real justice, it's Elon Musk. I think like this is criminal. Okay, this is criminal. Okay, the psychic damage I've incurred is criminal. Lock him up.
Like we both, you just gave the $100 back to me, and we both ate a pile of shit. This doesn't make any sense. And they said, no, but think of the economy, because that's $200 of in the economy. That basically that measure eating shit would count as a job.
But the velocity of money is still a thing, right? Like that's how. Okay, I think I just like lost brain cells. As a boomer, I'm so glad millennials are taking reins of power, and last night was glorious, but I was really worried about Jay Jones and VA, and I did phone banking to help. Nice! Moen up, welcome. Gen Y and Gen Z, please think twice before sending controversial texts or tweets or chats. You may be headed to elected office one day soon. Yeah, don't be found in any weird Nazi chat groups, yeah? Honestly, this is what all stand-up sounds like today. Like these days. This is like, I literally am so flabbergasted that I just don't, I don't, why is this man? These are intellectual titans who get hung up earnestly on mud pies being a responsive rebuttal to Marx's points about socially necessary labor time being the bedrock of value, which is, like, obviously it's not. This is fantastic stuff here. 2 things: I will make sure to have Elon deported and never return, and 2, I will never debate Sam Cedar. He's too woke and too liberal. Sam Cedar. You know, his ratings aren't even that great. Nobody listens to Sam Cedar. You know, they call him a farmer, an apple farmer. Not a politician.
This is to illustrate the absurdity of economics.
Well, GDP, you idiot.
Okay, that's the thing. He didn't know that he's talking about GDP. It's not economics. It is the measure of the gross domestic product.
Talk about gross.
There is $200 worth of economic activity that takes place in that that is counted towards the gross domestic product. Now, I will say it has been a long time critique by the left in this country that the gross domestic product.
It's wild that like we even have to like sit here and actually like go through the motions of this, but I guess here we go. I was with a guy with a similar story, but instead of eating poop, it was 4 guys. J.O. onto a cookie, and whoever came last had to eat it. I called it the Limp Biscuit after that story. Jesus Christ.
Does not take into account externalities and other things. So, for instance, somebody breaks into my house. They steal my computer. I've got to go buy a new computer. I've got to have the locksmith come and change my locks. I've got to have the contractor come and fix the window that they broke.
Right, and all of that is economic activity because the velocity of money, right? Like $1 that you have $1, or let's say in this case, like I don't know, hundreds of dollars to fix the window, right? That $100 fixes the window, but that $100 in the hands of the window fixer buys that window fixer food, which then moves towards the person who's getting the food, right? Which the person in the who makes the window fixer's food gets that money, and so on and so forth, right? Like that's all how the velocity of money works.
Whatever it is, and the GDP goes up. But there's no account for how much time did I lose at work? How, the cost to me is actually considered a value to the economy. Or you could look at like, what is the cost of, the GDP goes up because you cleared a forest and you sold the wood. But what's the cost down the road in terms of like climate change and how that's going to undermine? This is a long.
What he's talking about is externalities. That's a very controversial subject historically, at least in economics, which economics is very much relevant to what gets to count as something that increases GDP, which is the point if the clip extends. If I remember correctly, Sam goes on to at least touch on.
Long-standing critique of GDP. He doesn't realize he's talking about GDP.
Yeah.
No idea whatsoever. It's not about their jobs. It's
jobs,
about economic activity.
Yeah.
There
No extra
is
money.
value for where, to see where the money's going. But he's just so he's so intrigued by the idea that
Poop is
people- I know,
involved.
like,
Economists are eating
eating
shit.
poop. It's
Eating shit.
it's really
Also, whether or not defense spending should be included is now uncontroversial. That is, I believe, but not a while it was not so uncontroversial. Also, a shift from gross domestic product to gross national product. Economists like professors have a high propensity for throwing professional ethics out the window and go crazy on Twitter.
Just to establish that this is a long-standing critique of GDP, this is from our friends over at Current Affairs, an article written this is about Javier Milei, written in October of 2025. And I'll just scroll down to this portion here where Alex Skopik, the writer, includes that entire thing about these economists. There's a juvenile poop joke that illustrates walking in a forest when they come across a pile of shit. The first economist. It's just basically what Elon said without this. So I don't know for sure that Elon read this one because it's also from Hacker News 3 years ago that the same sort of point was made.
Listen, this has been. I'm not talking. This critique is of 5 years old.
Yeah.
This critique is 30 years old minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, they were talking about recalculating back when it was the GNP in the early 90s. I remember this conversation. I mean, that was basically when I was old enough to be sort of aware of these things. When the Berlin Wall fell in the wake of the Soviet Union, the idea was like, we need to start to recalculate the GNP at that time, and now it's GDP. This is a long-standing critique, and this genius who can't deliver a frickin' joke. He's got his bootlicker laughing across from him.
Oh man! Wait, can I just see the punchline for this actual joke? Can you just scroll down to the punchline first?
Yeah, we might get to the punchline here. Moanep, it seemed like Jesus versus who. The difference of counting where is just money generated versus who located where is getting the money, and you can perhaps see how certain value judgments are necessarily embedded into this science.
It's the same. That's not true.
We increased the GDP.
But he said, but we increased GDP. Isn't that not what?
No, he
Elon
didn't say.
said-
No,
he
no.
didn't say-
He said,
It's for the economy.
you know,
Yeah.
and the joke delivered properly is, I gave you $100 to eat shit. Then you gave me the same $100 to eat shit.
Yes.
I can't help but feel we both just ate shit for nothing. That's not true, says the second economist. We increased the GDP by $200.
That's exactly, so that makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense.
No, it's also funny if you say, but there's no extra money.
Gross domestic.
There's no extra money.
Incidentally, he's also his lament there is also a good argument for why we need a fiat currency. Because, apparently there's a problem with the money just going back and forth here.
I mean,
Plus-
it's kind of what's going on with AI investment, sort of Ouroboros in one company.
Yes, GDP is the newer.
Another company and sort of circular investment thing going on right now with AI. It's kind of similar, maybe inflating our GDP numbers in a way that's not actually sustainable.
Right.
EDEB says the gross national product, or it's the gross domestic product, does not allow for the health of our children, quality of their education, joy of their play. It does not include the beauty of poetry, the strength of marriage. Yeah, on and on.
Yeah. Like to say that, like, for example, the stock market being high as a sign of a good economy just doesn't make any sense. The same way of saying, like, oh, well, obviously, if GDP numbers look good, then therefore the economy is great, and then there's like people starving. And schools are crumbling, bad infrastructure, whatever.
All the externalities. Yes, I'm saying it's been a left-wing critique of the GNP for decades.
That was RFK in the 70s, right? Or 60s? Of course, the 60s. We're confused.
Weird, it was the 70s.
Well, he was still alive then, QAnon says, so. That's
There's no
amazing.
extra money.
Do you think that Rogan even knows, like, what he's responding to anymore?
No, I don't think Rogan has a clue. AI from the GDP in it was like only 0.1%. That looks like stagflation. I agree. Whatever, whether it's AI or whatever's causing the artificial, I'm sure it's not just AI, but I'm going to assume that the biggest piece of the pie is AI. Yeah, that's what's making things look good, but in reality, it's not. Not really. I think it was Economics Explained. Was it Unlearning Economics or Economics Explained? One of those channels. It's very similar in name. Went into detail about this, about how, while the numbers seemingly may look good, the reality is a different story. The on the ground reality is a different story.
Or if it's just like, I mean, really, really lazy fake laughter there.
Joe Rogan's favorite music is AI covers of 50 Cent songs. So I don't think, he doesn't know what he's reacting to.
He's got a lot of practice of laughing at execs.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily.
The only upward mobility I see nowadays is most of the wealth is going to the upper 1%. Yep. Cancel the Majority Report. The ratings are so low, it's not even informative and funny. Woke. Nice. That sounds really good. A fudge cookie? I've been watching Hassan Piker as of late. You slept through Zoran's victory. So did I, honestly. I'm gonna be honest, okay? I'm gonna be honest. So did I. Like when I went to sleep or when I went to bed before I fell asleep, I was like, yep. I mean, I don't need to see anymore because like Zoran's pretty much like guaranteed to win. By the time like I saw what was going on, plus like the poll numbers have been pretty steady since you know, since a minute, had Mamdani about double digits, which incidentally I think he won by like 9% or something. So it was really pretty accurate. Yeah, he won like about 9%, I think, by 9. So yeah, with the error margin of error, it's close enough. I wasn't able to stay up that late. I have been having some sleep problems lately. Yeah, it's understandable. I was watching Emma All High on Memoir last night. I should have been there. Because apparently it was pandemonium, but I missed the whole thing. I missed the whole thing. Everybody was live last night. Yep. Now, was it more endearing than when she called in drunk after her honeymoon? They did start drinking. Like, was it about as endearing as when she called in drunk during her honeymoon? Because that was peak, okay? That was peak content right there. Wholesome. It was, yep. It was great. I guess chat agrees. Okay. She was hammered. That's amazing. And Sam pulled his RFK Jr. impersonation once. Jeez. Chat busted Emma for being high and she readily admitted to it. She was reading chat? Oh man, that's a mistake. Never read chat. No, I'm kidding. Chat's cool. MR chat is cool, especially the Twitch chat, okay? All right, folks, we're gonna speed run through some of these. She heard that she was busted and her mom thought it would ruin her career, but she's doing amazing. Nice. Oh, I'm high AF. It's pretty great because I usually can't catch Majority Report because of work. Hot take: Sam is way too into his JVP impersonation. Look, we all have our We all have our vices, okay? Sam does his JBP impersonations. I do my Trump impersonations. Okay. We all stay in our lanes. Okay. FAA cut flights by 10% at 40 major airports due to the government shutdown. Oh, that's right, folks. You can blame Republicans for this, too. The Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, announced on Wednesday today that he will be reducing flight capacity by 10% at 40 major airports starting on Friday morning, affecting about 3,500 to 4,000 flights daily. It was not immediately clear which airports would be effective. This is proactive, said Duffy. The FAA Administrator Brian Bedford said the additional measures could be taken after the initial reduction. This is all due to the government shutdown. As we slice the data more granularly, we're seeing pressures build in a way that we don't feel. If we allow to go unchecked, it will allow us to continue to tell the public we operate at the safest airline system in the world. Belford added that the administration will be meeting with the airline community and to decide how to move forward on implementing the reduction, which he said had never happened before during his time in the industry. So yeah, good stuff happening. Good stuff happening. But wow, definitely seemed like JBP as of late, more like Schumer. Yeah, he does. He does seem to be getting into Schumer with the glasses and everything. I forgot I quit sugar. This fudge cookie is speeding up my heart rate. Oof. Yeah, I feel that. I've also let go of the sugar. And not that I eat a lot of sugar as it is. But if I do eat sugar and it's past the threshold, it definitely does not make me feel good. It does not make me feel good. Effing granular. Slice the data more granularly. So yeah, cool stuff happening because of the Republican shutdown. And you may ask, well, how do people feel about the shutdown? Apparently, Donald Trump has admitted that all of this, including airport delays, people that are possibly going to miss SNAP benefits, depending. I don't know if they've released these benefits this week or not. But even Trump seems to realize why this happened. Trump wasn't on the ballot and shutdown were the two reasons that Republicans lost elections tonight, according to pollsters. So all of a sudden, he agrees that the pollsters are right. Another way of reading this is because of the shutdown, people blame Republicans more, which is why Republicans lost. And I disagree. This is a referendum on Trump because Trump is the Republican Party. So him being the Republican Party does have a negative effect on the elections, whether or not Trump is quote unquote on the ballot. Yeah, ranting and raving against the filibuster, so on and so forth. But yeah, I mean, even Trump recognizes that Republicans are the reason why the government is shut down. I do feel better after reducing my sugar intake. It is interfering with just plain conversation about serious issues and also humor that couldn't more obviously be humor. Earlier today, I tried to simply opine that the founding fathers are actually, by any objective moral measure, were they alive today, would be tried for like the worst war crimes known to humans, or should be, and punished accordingly. Just plainly stating that apparently was too offensive. I don't think that particularly controversial, just a thought we don't often reach as Americans because they are mythologizing BS. I agree. I mean, like you can read some of what the founding fathers you can read about some of the founding fathers, what they said, even the more like even the more say better founding fathers like Thomas Jefferson, what they did, laying the foundation, for example, of genocide that happened under Andrew Jackson. That was a lot of that was founded. The groundwork for that was founded by Thomas Jefferson. Like some of the most heinous. I mean, like you can even see by the mindset of what they wrote down, and how they planned, the government of this country. It's very apparent. Yeah, but even if you just presented a rap sheet identical to most of the founding fathers without names, you'd be like, oh, straight to jail right away. No trial, no nothing. No food stamp as of yet, and my app says no pending benefits. Yeah, supposedly they're going to be like released this week from the emergency fund, but it is not apparent yet as to how that's going to operate. But yeah. To the best of my knowledge, Dems are only demanding that the ACA price increase, but there's more. I think there's like, really, that's the crutch of the whole thing is really the healthcare costs. I think they're trying to. I think they were trying to negotiate something, but like they're really, they're really the thing that they're standing their ground on is these subsidies. Yeah, there's no reason to trust. Like, see, this is why the government isn't open, right? Like, there's no reason to believe that that Republicans are acting in good faith, right? Because, like, if the Democrats just sign a continuing resolution to get the government funded, they'll never talk about healthcare again, right? Like, they'll just let the subsidies expire and then blame Democrats for rising prices of health insurance when it was them who did it. Right? Like, if Democrats would have folded and just signed the continuing resolution, Republicans would never take up the issue of healthcare. Like they're completely bad faith. They would just get that concession, sign the continuing resolution, and never talk about healthcare ever again. And let your premiums rise. And then have the gall to blame Democrats for rising healthcare costs, which in reality, like the whole problem with healthcare is that it is under a privatized system. But anyways, well, Dems came before Thanksgiving. I have no idea. It seems to me like as long as people keep giving the indication that the blame is mostly on Republicans and they have the motivation or I guess encouragement to keep the government shut down, and yeah, I mean, they should. They really should. If not also for the principle, right? If not for the principle of just saying no, and just putting a pause to all of this, because so far, the other like kind of side, effect of all of this too is that Republicans can't do anything either, right? All because they want to raise prices on health insurance. Hospitals are shutting down, and the next closest clinic is 40 miles away. It's a direct result of Trump's BBB, and the right is still blaming the Dems. Yep. But who cares? The right can try to blame the Democrats, but that's not the overall sentiment of the population, and they know that. It would be better if the Dems were more clear what it is happening now and now was happening to a lesser degree before the shutdown. Yeah, I mean, I agree. They technically, literally could even, provided they remain at least mostly united as a bloc, unilaterally end the shutdown, no Dem votes needed. I mean, technically, yeah, they could. But just like how they technically could have released SNAP funding, just like they technically could have released the SNAP funding with the emergency funds. Yeah, I mean, they could. They are the governing party. They just want you to suffer and try to blame it on the Dems, but it's kind of like not working. It's not working. It's not working because people are tired of this crap. And here, this is it. You want to know? You want exactly what Seth Evans brings up? It's right here. Thune ends says ending the filibuster is not happening despite Trump's demand. Because Trump knows that the longer this goes on, the more the Republicans get the blame. Returning to the White House on Wednesday after President Trump made it yet another call for Senate Republicans to overturn the filibuster, Majority Leader Thune reiterated that his view there are not necessary votes among Senate Republicans to change the rules. But yeah, like this is why they don't want to govern. And also, they know that if somehow they manage to overturn this, the next time they lose power, it is possible for the Dems to do the same thing. Although it's remains to be seen if whether or not the Democrats have the spine to use this. They'll probably, knowing the Democrats, they'll probably just vote to put the filibuster back in as a procedural. As a institutional procedure, because that's what they do. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Thune asked Wednesday if he believed Trump could sway some reluctant members to support the filibuster. I don't know. I don't doubt that he could have some sway with members, but I know where the math is on the issue, and it's just not happening. So yeah, this is literally the answer right here. Emergency funds are only allowed for the military to murder people. True. That's the only reason why we do any of this. The only reason why we have emergency funds to feed people? Nope. We need emergency funds to make sure ICE gets their paychecks? Yep. Oh, you want healthcare? Subsidies for poor people that can't afford it? Nope. Dems will use a lack of filibuster to put that filibuster back. 100, like that would be a very dumb. That would be a very dumb thing to do. But yeah, that's another meme for another story. Another meme for another time, I guess. Republican file lawsuit to block the new congressional map approved by California voters. Another significant win. Last night was the passing of Prop 50, which essentially eliminates the hurdles to start redistricting. And the purpose of that is to make sure that more seats go to Democrats as they reshape the maps, right? Proposition 50, backed by Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom, is designed to help Democrats flip as many as 5 congressional seats in the midterm elections next year. Again, these people can hem and haw about Prop 50, but they're literally doing the same thing in Texas and complaining about it, that is happening to them in California. The lawsuit claims the map makers illegally used race as a factor, which, please, be so for real. Be so freaking for real. Like, they're literally arguing in the Supreme Court that they literally should make all of this go away because they want to redistrict in favor of white people. That's literally what they're arguing in the Supreme Court. And here they're making the same argument. So if you're a Republican, you can use race, but if you're Dem, you cannot. Exactly. Exactly. But specifically, minorities, right? Like if you try to make a minority district, that's a huge no-no because it's racist against white people, you see? Now, if in Republican states, you want to make districts where you cut out minority groups, then that's okay. See? Because now, race can't be used as a factor. Get it? Yeah, make it illegal only when they do it, but not when we do. And asked the court to block boundaries ahead of the 2026 election. A complaint was filed in the U.S. District Court of Central District of California. The lawsuit was filed by the Dillon Law Group, a California-based firm group started by Harmeet Dillon, who is now Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights at the U.S. Department of Justice. The map is assigned to favor one race of California voters over another. Like, yeah, please. Like, the hemming and hawing. It's just so exhausting. It's unironically what they're trying to get a legal pretext for, and I don't trust this pathetic excuse for a Supreme Court not to give it to them. And I think if they think it all possible to construct a string of words that will allow... Oh, no, I fully expect them to just destroy that. I fully expect them to do that. That is being argued as we speak. That ruling is going to drop, and I'm pretty sure I would bet real American dollars that the Supreme Court is absolutely willing to gut the last remaining vestige of the Voting Rights Act to the extent that it exists and allow this. Because once the Supreme Court does that, that kind of puts in peril the rest of these cases, like the one that's happening now, because they can just point to the Supreme Court ruling and say, well, like, yeah, they are discriminating and they shouldn't have those districts. You can discriminate, though, yes, but in a it's kind of a weird way of saying it, but yeah, like in a positive way, right? Like you want to make sure that the minority population gets a voice too. So in a way, yeah, you kind of do, right? If the American people get too pissed off, you, the crooked maps won't save them. I hope so. What I'm saying is not only will they allow that possibly, but then also turn around on the other side of their face and not apply that ruling to what California is doing. God. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, we're back. Some Supreme Court justices expressed skepticism of Trump's tariff. We'll see. We'll see if this happens. Let's do it live. That's the rank. That's the rank naked mind makes right. Hypocrisy we very well may be about to be subjected to the spectacle of the so-called High Court of the land. That's what I'm seeing lined up. Yeah, I agree. This might not matter. Maybe. Trump's sweeping tariffs may be in for a rude awakening as the Supreme Court justices question the legality of the president's global levies during arguments in a case may undercut one of his signature economic policies. Economic policies, but sure. There's a lot at stake. A ruling against the commander-in-chief could trigger more than $100 billion in refunds. Like, why is this framing? Like, Christ, I hate Bloomberg. Yep, I agree. Unless there's 5 of them at least, I think that there may be just a bit of a stretch too far past plausibility. But they behave with seemingly such little care for any consistency or principle, behaving like they truly are totally immune from any consequences ever. I mean, because they kind of are, right? Like, history has taught them that not much happens. You just do whatever you want. The 9 law wizards rule by decree. Tesla installs a megawatt of solar panels a day. True. So we'll see what happens with these rulings that's about to come down from the Supreme Court. We got one more before I get out of here. Well, that didn't take long, folks. Will South Florida's real estate market benefit from Namdani's victory? Some brokers and developers in the region are waiting eagerly to see if the election of a Democratic socialist will drive wealthy New Yorkers south. Mavens of the local real estate scene gathered in Miami on Wednesday with gleam in their eyes the night before voters had cast ballots in an election that some brokers and developers speculated could fuel demand for South Florida property. I mean, like, yeah, you can go to South Florida. You can go to South Florida. I'm sure that your investments will be very safe long term. Make sure that you put it on the beach too for optimal prime real estate value. And check back with us in about 20 years or so. I highly recommend that any wealthy investor leave New York and put all their money in beachfront property, okay? Hit them with that 99% exit tax on every identifiable thing of value they own. Hey, nice. I mean, this is such a, like, nonsensical argument, right? To say that that just like, the moment a socialist gets elected, then like all the capital flight happens. Like that's not true at all. Like that, first of all, it doesn't really happen. And to the degree that it happens, like, okay, who cares? Honestly, who cares? One hand washes the other, because like with that logic, then wouldn't that mean that New York does get more affordable? Bad Lefty, welcome. I mean, like, that literally did not take long. As soon as Mamdani wins, here comes the articles. Here comes the articles. We demand our 20 minutes. Let me go early, chat. Fair often those type of articles are pre-written. Yeah. That makes sense. Moanep is a legend in all chats. I agree. All right, before we get out of here.
Congratulations to Zoran Mandami.
He literally doesn't know how to say. He still doesn't know how to say his name. It's Mamdani. 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 It's not that hard. I don't know. There's so many people who just can't say his name. It's very weird to me. I get it, like, messing it up every now and then, but, like, he never gets it.
Congratulations to Zoran Mandami.
I want some meltdowns, okay?
Well, you can't imagine how disappointed I am. This is a horrible blow.
I honestly feel bad. I have friends of mine in New York. My phone is blowing up. They are officially depressed and scared.
Good. Oh, thank God. This is what I need before we leave. This is the kind of stuff, you know, that fuels me.
And this was also a hostile takeover by the Democratic Socialists of America.
Let's fucking go. Let's go.
This is a crazy situation. It's a very, very sad night.
Made him the stylish candidate as
exactly.
well.
The rapping video. The cool kid.
Older people. This isn't just Gen Z or Gen X.
I agree with Ray. 100%.
Boomers and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I see this as a disaster for New York City. And
Zoran Mamdani. All right. Well, I want to bring in.
He can't say it either. He doesn't. Nobody knows how to say it.
Yeah, I think they're doing it probably on purpose.
A panel.
Yeah, it's like Candy, right? Candy, right before we get out of here.
They'll cheer me up. They'll cheer all of us up.
Congratulations.
Older white people just can't fucking say Mamdani. All right, this one is fun. This is fun. Listen to Hannity at the beginning of this clip.
Joining me now from the free state of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis.
The free state of Florida?
It's my governor. Okay, I'm literally in tears. I'm having a...
I'm literally in tears. Yeah, Halloween candy leftovers. People might get fed. Disgusting.
Hard time keeping a straight face.
Bro. Yes. Yes.
That's what I need.
Inject this shit right in my veins, homie.
That's what I need.
Right into
more?
my veins. Let's go. I
Do we
love
get more?
this.
Only for this reason. I have really funny friends, and my funny friends are sending me...
He literally is almost crying. Jesus Christ.
One is a meme of the Statue of Liberty, you know, sitting down, smoking a cigarette. F it, I'm going to move to Florida. The other one has a picture of...
Okay, so that's kind of funny.
Mamdani.
Yeah, free buses in the capitalist center of the world.
And it says, Realtor of the Year in the state of Florida. It's cracking me up.
I love that they, like, buy any of these fucking... First of all of Sean Hannity's friends are worth, like, minimum 10 million apiece. Probably more.
Yeah,
Probably
bye.
more. I'm being very conservative with that figure. Like, for all there was some scare fake survey that came out the other day. 1 million New Yorkers say they'll leave New York if Zoran gets elected. Bye. Don't let the fucking door hit you on the way out, bitch.
True.
The idea that, like, that's going to happen, it's not. But even if it did, there would be other people, other entrepreneurs who come in to take their place. You know, the funny thing is,
It's
right now,
called
we already
Carlos
have
Leo
an
in the
exodus
parallel
from
universe.
New York problem. You know who it is? Working class people who can't fucking afford to live there anymore because it's too fucking expensive.
Yeah, which
That's
is the basis of his
I really
campaign.
don't want leaving New York. Is the working class, the backbone of the city. But no, they flip it like, God forbid, 17 fucking billionaire assholes want to leave. I don't give a fuck.
True.
Well, I'll save this until after the...
I think he missed an opportunity. I think the Mamdani that we saw on the campaign trail, who was a lot more calm, who was a lot warmer, who was a lot more embracing, was not present in that speech. And I think that Mamdani is the one you need to hear from tonight. There are a lot of people trying to figure out, can I get on this train with him or not? Is he going to...
Man, these people, man, I'm telling you. These people, man.
include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior even in office? I think he missed a chance.
That's what we need. We need a class war. Have you noticed we're in a fucking Gilded Age Van Jones, you pampered little prick? Well,
Van Jones can walk into the ocean and keep walking.
we need is a class warrior. Oh my God.
Night to open up.
Billionaires can go to Mars with their low-wage jobs.
Into
Yeah,
the
it's
tent.
Van Jones.
I think his tone was sharp.
He needs to bring more people into the tent, even though he got 52% of the vote, and the closest competitor, Cuomo, got 30% of the vote.
There he is.
Where the warm, open, embracing guy that's close to working people was not on stage tonight. There were some.
Oh my God. That whole speech was all about working people. The whole speech was.
Anyways. I need more.
Some crash out.
Yes.
This is, I believe this is a Republican who voted for Cuomo, thinking, like, I have no choice with Sliwa, so I'm going to vote for Cuomo. Listen to what he says when it became very clear that Cuomo was about to get his fucking cheeks clapped.
Curtis? I'll send it to him because he yelled at me today. Good. Hey, Curtis, you're a fucking scumbag, like I said all along, all of these months. You fucking got 8% of the vote. You split the fucking vote for the $7 fucking million. You were a scumbag. I hope every New Yorker spits in your fucking face every single day. You fucking sold out like fucking Judas sold out fucking Jesus.
Oh my God. He just compared Andrew Cuomo to Jesus.
30 fucking points is over. Go fuck yourself.
Oh my God. I regret to inform you that this guy could easily have been a member of my family.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is great. I needed to see that compilation, okay? I needed to see that compilation. A bad Democrat is better than a good socialist. True! Average Italian American excellence. And a plutocrat sugar daddy dropped several million lump sum onto Jones, and he sobbed like an effing baby about it on live television. Was waving hammer and sickle. That's my uncle. Not even Sliwa's votes, Cuomo would have a chance. I mean, it would be a little bit closer, but not really. It would have been closer, but nah. Mamdani was gonna win. Mamdani was gonna win that race. Based on like all the data, like he would have won that race. I would say. Oops, sorry. He would have won that race easily. Sliwa's wife looked like she's 30 to 35. About my age? You could tell Cuomo's pride was really hurt because in his eyes, Twerp dared to bring up some of the worst shit about him, and good dude should be political persona non grata at that point. Yeah, I agree. Cuomo should be done. Like, in a normal and just world, we would not have to hear about Andrew Cuomo in politics ever again. All right, folks, I got to get out of here. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate all of your support. And thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it. Mayoral debate looked like WWE debate when Mamdani and Sliwa double slammed Cuomo. I'm so hungry. Me too. The fact that Cuomo got 40% of the vote is just sad. I agree. Oh, she's 42. Gotcha. Your 6 minutes. We'll pretend that 6 minutes happened, and it'll be all right. In politics, brand recognition comes a long way. People vote for names they know, and a lot of them are less involved people in the discussion. I think that there is like a certain degree of that, but it's kind of like maybe it shouldn't be like that. Like, I think the argument is then like maybe let's dive deep before we vote. Let us dive deep, or at least try to make some research, right? Like, I know that the average person doesn't and just goes off name recognition. My argument or the point I guess would be, to your point, is maybe we should try to improve on that. It shouldn't be, but people don't know as much about all the dirt on Cuomo as one might think. It is what it is. No, I agree that there's an uncomfortable amount of people that just like, oh, I know who Cuomo is, and then just vote for him. I got that. We should probably help, lower that percentage. Cognizant, welcome. Pretty much that's all it boils down to. I know who he is. No, I agree that there's an uncomfortable amount of people that literally are like that. I agree with that. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right, folks. It's time for me to get to my empanadas. Burgers. Empanadas. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Heat. Thank you, Michael Hasser, for modding the chat. And I appreciate all of you guys for being here. Thank you. Hey, ground level news. This, in my opinion, is one example of a place where orgs like DSA. Oh, yeah, I agree. I used to DSA voter guide to vote straight recommends. Nice. You don't have the empanada soundtrack? No, I don't. No, I don't. Thank you all for being here. Once again, do all the things. Check out all the links. And I'll be back tomorrow around 5 p.m. Eastern time. Appreciate all of you guys being here. Do the stuff and do the things and join the Discord and join this and join that and spread the word. No, please, seriously, folks, spread the word far and wide. It really does help us out. You guys have been phenomenal at doing that. Thank you all. As always, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. I love you all enough to see you guys in the next one tomorrow about 5 p.m. Eastern time. See ya. All right, folks, hang tight. We're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye.